It has been a super busy week, and now it's the start of another week. So last week I had camp, I had filming with my friends, we had 2 Pacer games, we had a home show. It was just a really busy week. And now if I could do my camera, you would see my desk is full of stuff because I have maybe 3 projects still that I have to film from camp. I have 2 projects that I'm going to show you, one right now and one in, hopefully maybe it's not quite finished. It's in my head, and so sometimes in your head it looks great, but I haven't got it all the way on paper yet. But if I can get it to look good, I'm going to try to film it right after this. And then all of the new celebration for Celebration Part 2 that starts on the 15th. I'm going to be filming. If you're a demonstrator, you can watch our live tomorrow on Creating and Sharing the Life You Love. That's our Facebook group for demonstrators. And so we are going to do some of the new celebration stuff. I have not even created anything with that, so that's why I have to get this done so I can move to that. And then once I have my Valentine stuff wrapped up and then my camp stuff wrapped up, I'm moving to the new celebration stuff. So my mind is in creative overdrive, but my mind creates faster than is physically possible. So the card I'm going to show you now is a super quick card, and it is kind of like if you're like me. Well, you might not be like me because I have all of the cards that I have made and have not yet, like I've made for filming, so I can use those. So I have a lot of double cards, so I do have some of my Valentines done, but a lot of my people see them, so I can't send them to some people because my people have seen them. So I am going to have to create some. So here's what I've got for you today. This is if you are sitting here today on Monday before Thursday's Valentine's Day and you're like, well shoot, I never even ordered any Valentine stuff this year, because I know how that goes. Time just gets away, and Valentine's always, it just seems like it comes right after Christmas, and so sometimes it just sneaks up on us. So what I'm going to show you today and my next video, and then you'll want to head over to my blog, which is stampinonline.com, because I also have a few other cards from my demonstrator friends, and there's going to be 2 parts. The first part will be some cards that if you didn't order any Valentine stuff, we're going to give you some ideas to just maybe look over into your normal stuff that maybe you just ordered or stuff that you have, and how to just make some Valentine stuff with that. Because if you don't have the dog, maybe last year you got the cat. So what I'm going to show you now, you could do with the cat, or if you have some of the other animals, you can pull that off with what I'm going to show you. And the next video is just going to be flowers. And if you've been with Stampin' Up! For any time at all, I know you have some flowers. One of the girls I know, she made a card that is just with some of the memories and more paper. So sometimes you can just pull out stuff that you have laying around, and if you have been with Stampin' Up! For any amount of time, I know you have something laying around, and you just color it pink and red and you're going to be good. And then after that, I have some stuff that if you did order Valentine's, and now you have these sets, and especially if you don't have time to make very many, we're going to show you some ideas on how to extend the life of those Valentine sets by doing some non-Valentine things with them. So all of those cards I won't be doing on YouTube, so you'll need to hop over to either my Facebook, which is Sherry's Cards, or my blog, which I'm so close to launching my new site, but it's stampinonline.com, and it'll stay that, so it's stampinonline.com, and that's where all of those cards will be. And I will put the link down below this video. So this card doesn't take a big shot. It's going to be super quick. It's Happy Tails and the popular buffalo check. So it's super fast. It would also be if you don't have the stuff now and you like the card, I think it'd be cute, like if somebody gets a new puppy, or for a little girl's birthday card. I think little girls will love this card. So I have the black memento, and the way this stamp works, it does have a punch. I've not demoed it yet because I have been kind of on a Valentine kick, and you know, I was stuck on those Be Mine stitched framelit hearts, so I'm not using those today, because this is the challenge that I put to the girls, was to come up with something that didn't use Valentine sets. They all did a good job. So it comes so you can stamp, and then you could color it. And it also has clean this off. I have cleaned up from downstairs from my camp, but because I'm so busy, I haven't like cleaned my stamps off, and I am down to the end of my blocks. Actually, I cleaned the stamps, but I haven't taken them all off the blocks, and now that they're the cling, it's going to take me longer. Like, I just can't pull them off like I did, so I'm going to need a couple more of these. So then the stamp set also comes, if you've not used it, with some dots that you could do a Dalmatian, or like some, this over here is one thing, so you could do some shading on your dog, or you could just color him or whatever. Like we don't have dogs anymore. 2 years ago we lost both of them. Didn't lose them, they were old. But one was a black and white speckly, and the other one was like a cream colored with some brown, so I could make these work to color and then maybe color over the top. But this little girl's the Valentine girl, so I am going to go with the petal pink. So I've just stamped her with the black, and then this is super easy the way this works. You just ink up your dots, which depending on what your dog looks like, you could use whatever colors. And then you just twist them on here, which it's easier if your head's over the top. So mine probably are going to be off a little bit because I'm not sticking my head over the camera. I didn't do too bad. And so then you have a speckled dog. And she's only speckled to be pink because I know there's not very many pink dogs. But hey, she is because it's Valentine's. And then the punch, you could also stamp the heart, but I'm going to put there's a stamp that I'm going to use it on the card itself. Then here's a trick. If you have a hard time getting these to punch straight, take your pick tool and get the sticky side out, and then it holds it perfectly because you know it's just a little sticky. I'm trying to show you, which makes it be at an angle. Got some dust on there. I'm just kind of, it works really well for the ones that are teensy tiny. This one's not as tiny. And it also works better if I'm not aiming it for the camera. But then once you have it in place with that, so if you have one of those tiny little pieces of paper and you can't get it lined up, this grabs it perfectly. And so it helped me get that lined up. And you can see it's going to punch a heart too. I don't need the heart. So there's our little Valentine puppy. And then I'm going to use, this is, remember this, I can't think of the word, in colors for 2019 don't have very long left. So I'm going to use powder pink, and this is the powder pink paper. And then this is the buffalo check. And I've just got all kinds of pinks here. So I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo to ink the back of this. So just pull it out, and I don't have mine mounted on anything because it doesn't really need to be mounted on anything. And then I just keep this a scrap piece of paper in here just to use so my hands don't get dirty. So just ink this all up. This is one of my favorite background stamps. You can get so much use out of this. The last card I did do a Valentine with this, and I did buffalo check for like a guy's card, and I did it in black and red. So this is a totally different look. Get that out of the way. And then you just, when you lay it on here, just kind of try to lay it straight. Sometimes you lay it better than others because you know once it's on, it's on. It's a tiny bit crooked, but it'll be okay. And then just press. You could put it in a stamparatus, especially if you're one of those people who likes a really, really good coverage so you can get it on several times. This is a fun, whimsical card, so if it's not exactly perfect everywhere, I'll be okay with that. So then once you feel like you have it everywhere, the scrap paper helps you getting all this excess ink on your hands. Just use the edge of that. And there we go, it got pretty good. So that's Flirty Flamingo, which is a nice bright color. You can see it's a tad bit crooked. I could use my paper cutter and slide that off, which I'm gonna run over and do that because I'll show you a trick. You can tell here that it looks crooked. Optical illusion. If I take this white bit off, it won't look as crooked. But my paper cutter's over here, so hang on just a second. One little sliver with the paper cutter. And see optical illusion. Now it appears that I did a better job stamping than I did. It can be a little tricky, which is another reason if you have a stamp apparatus that you might want to use it. I wasn't not particularly worried about this card because again it's a whimsical Valentine. If it was a wedding card or something, maybe, or if I was mass producing Christmas cards, or if you have several grandchildren and you were going to make a lot of these, you might want to. So then this is an outgoing in color powder pink because I haven't replaced these with the new style. So this stamp set does come with hearts, and that was how I chose what I went with. I just went over to my stamps and I started looking for the ones that have hearts in them, which Stampin' Up! Gives us a lot of variety of stamp sets that come with hearts or things that say love. So if you didn't get a Valentine set, just go over real quick and check what you have. And I would venture a guess that you have something that has hearts in it. Because if you have the dog set and you think you don't have a Valentine, you do. Even if you don't use the dog, you have these little hearts. So I'm just going every other. And I'm not doing a good job again because my head's back here. Every other in the checks. So this is the powder pink. Then I've got Melon Mambo. Because my favorite thing about Valentine's is that you can mix all of the pinks, all of the reds, all of the purples. Get that on my chamois. And then there's two hearts in this set. And there's also a paw print and a dog bone. So if you're not doing this for Valentine, you could mix it up and put the paw print or the dog bone. Like if you're a parent and you're giving, this is a gift, a dog is a gift, it would be a super fun card. If you are a shelter and you're doing fundraisers and you make cards to sell, this would be perfect. This would be a perfect set, and there's a coordinating cat set. So if you're a shelter or any kind of animal assistance house or something, we have Cat's Haven, and we have several around us here. And they do craft kind of things. So you could make cards all year round, all different seasons, by varying the colors. But if you didn't want to use the hearts, you could use the paw print or the bone. And the cat has, I think she has cat toys. I can't remember exactly what's in her. I have the cat punch, but the cat set is new and it's coming. So we're not telling my cats that we're making a dog card for Valentine's. They might not be happy. So there we go. So it's a fun background, and you wouldn't even have to use the dog. If you're just trying to find something Valentine-y, just cut out a heart if you don't have a heart die, because you know we all learned that skill in grade school. Fold something in half and, oh, it's like she heard me on cue. She woke up and she's coming over here. So this, my favorite ribbon, you know I have it because every time I place an order practically, or order it. It's the white tool. The vanilla tool would work because also at Valentine's you can mix vanilla and white. Valentine, you get away with being a little bit more garish than you might sometimes. So this is how I do these cards. I fold it, cut it so it's double. At camp this week, this ribbon, if you have a little bit of something on your card where it just didn't turn out right, you just tie some of this floofy ribbon on there and it covers up. It makes your card look wonderful. Just trust me, order a spool of this and it's like the magic happiness on your card. So then tie your bow. And then when you get it about the size that you want, you just want to make sure that these two tips here are going to have enough to go around, and I do. So then pull it tight. There we go. And then you're going to flip this over and take your adhesive. And add like 2 strips of it here. And then kind of hold your bow where you want it to be on your card. these two, pull those around, and grab these two over here, pull those around, just so they're stuck where you have that adhesive back there. And then flip it around, and now put your adhesive on the whole card. Because the tool's so thin, you can, once again, draw a little bit of adhesive over the top of that. I haven't even folded my card in half yet. So fold this. But remember, if you like these colors, starting in May, they'll go away. But some colors sometimes do sell out. So especially on the refills, you'll want to make sure that you have stocked up on the refills, because that'll make your pad last for a good long time. But the cardstocks and all of the embellishments, anything that has these colors in them, will start to go away. So make sure you stock up on it. And this is an outgoing in color. So there's the card. And then you can see this has a little bit of give. So just to keep that from going away, I just take a glue dot or two and put one right underneath the knot. That's probably good for this one, but we'll just add one more over here and then one more over there just to make sure it stays on. And probably every other order, if you order your snail, and on the next one order some glue dots. Then you're not always frustrated because you don't have some beautiful ribbon and you don't have the adhesive. You know, sometimes when you don't have your tools, it can be frustrating to create, because you can have the pretty stamps and some pretty colors, but then you don't have the necessities, because I know it's not fun to spend your money on glue and snail, but you need it. And there's nothing worse than getting going and that when you pull this little thing and then it runs out and you've only just started. It's not fun. But the other thing is, if you order it right now, stock up during celebration and at least you get some free stuff, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna stick my little dog on here. She's cute as can be. And I wanna make sure that her snout is gonna kind of end up in a place that doesn't have a heart. So right there. And then she doesn't have any kind of Valentine sayings, but you know, a lot of times Valentine cards don't have, like they're just plays on words. Especially like when we were young, or even I collect vintage Valentines and that's what I decorate with. I keep meaning to put them on my website. So this one says just for you. So that's perfect. You can put this with some candy or make some cookies or whatever you give as your Valentine gift. And then this just for you is perfect. And I thought the card also could do with a little bit more black. And I'm just gonna stamp it right. I thought about putting it on a punch or a big shot. Nope. It goes right over the top of one of those little lines. And that's perfect. And then the last thing that we need are these little frosted flower embellishments. They come in the Frosted Florals suite. They are in the occasions, but you could use, if you have the diamonds, you have the sequins, you have the little, we have so many embellishments. And again, if you've been with Stampin' Up! Very long, go through your embellishments, stuff you've hoarded. And if you don't have the right colors, this one I colored with the lovely lipstick, but it kind of fought with the hearts. Then I thought about the white, but we just used those at camp. And then actually these are the exact right color. So my little doggie's just gonna be given the person a flower. And actually I'm not sitting where I can see very well. Pull that up. That's why I wanted it to be on an empty spot. So there you go. Super quick. Doesn't take long. You could whip those out as fast as you could. Doesn't take long, you could make it work with a lot of things. So just if you didn't get Valentine's, you're okay. So go tonight and figure out what you want, come home tomorrow and then whip them out. Just look for hearts and then pull out all of your pinks. Look at some pink embellishments, get some of your white ribbon. If you've listened to me, then you have some of this, and this will go with whatever pink and white or purple, and just mix them all up. They don't have to match. As long as they're Valentine colors, you'll be good. But again, if you want to do this card any other time of the year, just switch it up to be more normal colors. And it would be perfect for shelters or fundraisers, or children will love this card. There's also, if you tone it down a little bit, there's some sympathy things, because there's nothing worse, you know, as somebody who just said we lost our 2 dogs, there's nothing worse than losing somebody that's been a part of your family forever. So there are some great sympathy sayings in with both the dog and the cat stamp sets. So that's what I have for you today. So check back and make sure you run over to my website to see those other samples to give you some more ideas. Have a great day. Bye.